So, Congressman, there was a deal done. It seemed to be on the Sunday talk shows. The talking heads were trying to tell us what was or was not agreed to. What do you understand as far as how this played out?
Well, again, remember, we're talking about the CR. We're talking about the rest of the spending between now and the end of September. And what it appears that was agreed upon was about a $39 billion cut for the rest of this year. So that's from today till the end of September. And a lot of other miscellaneous pieces, which a lot of people don't understand. Over the weekend I've been looking at it. One of them is mandatory audits of job-crushing bureaucracy set up by Dodd-Frank. Somebody would say, what does that mean? Dodd-Frank is going to cost us a lot of money, and just to be able to have the audits to assure that this isn't going in the right direction. So there's a lot of little pieces to this $39 billion.
So it was the money cut that they were planning on spending, if you will, in this fiscal year, but you're saying also some other regulations and things that might save when it comes to business. Yeah,
and again, now the Senate has to take an up or down vote on the repeal of Obamacare. The Senate has to take an up or down vote on the repeal of Planned Parenthood. So a lot of other issues attached to it. But if you're just going to look at the number, it's about $39 billion in cuts between now and September.
Now, is this something you guys voted on, or what? How's this play out? How's this work?
No, actually, what we voted on Friday night was the ability for the government to stay open for the next 5 days and at the same time pay our troops. And see, that's another little issue out there because the budget wasn't passed last year. There was never an appropriation for the Department of Defense. So when these CRs end, there's no money for our troops. So ultimately, we did a 5-day extension, and that extension not only makes sure our troops get paid, but it keeps the government open. We will have to vote again next week on this deal that was passed last week.
All right, so...
Well, actually, this week. I'm sorry.
Right.
This is Monday already.
Right, yeah, no, but I'm just saying this should be... Would this then be, if this thing passes, would this be the last time we're going to hear about these CRs, and then we talk about the actual budget that we got to do?
Yes, if this passes this week, we're going to be talking about the budget, which is cutting trillions of dollars, putting our country on the right path to reduce our debt, cut spending, and that's you hit it on nail on the head. That's where we need to get to.
And finally, Congressman, the Republicans, Cantor and the others last week, coming up with their plan, if you will, as far as the majority in the House. The president, I guess, also plans to lay out his plan finally this week, but the Republicans did go first on this.
Well, isn't it amazing? You got to remember, the president already submitted a budget. He submitted it several weeks ago, and it had no cuts, trillions of dollars of more spending. It had increases in taxes. We submitted our budget proposal last week. The Republicans did, and now the president's coming back and saying, "Well, I'm going to take a look again at what I submitted." So. Long run, I think we're working. We're getting our country, we're getting the president, we're getting people to start looking at cuts. We've got to get our budget in line. We've got to get our spending in line. We've got to get the deficit in line.
Congressman Jim Renacci, I think now I understand it, which is why it's great to be able to talk to you this morning. Congressman, thanks much. Have a good week.
You too. Take care.